Hello guys, we got a 9-game NBA slate. Just looking at all the prices for today, DraftKings has really increased the prices for a lot of these players. Like, we're not used to seeing Booker close to 10K, Simmons, and they pretty much priced everyone up no matter whether they had a good game or not for their first games. And so I'm going to try just a different approach, taking it game by game rather, instead of like position by position. So with the first game, Oklahoma at Charlotte, looking at the OKC side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be the guy. Everyone's really high on him about what kind of crazy fantasy numbers he can produce this season. But I think for this game, Charlotte does play kind of slow, and OKC is not particularly fast. So pace is a little bit of an issue. Charlotte's defense is really bad. We saw what the Cavs did. But SG's 8,300 price tag, I think it's priced right where he really needs to have a really, really good game to pay off the price tag, especially for tournaments. So I think he's not going to be a core play, but if you get to him, I think he's fine, just not going to be on this slate because there's some other games that we have to target, like the Rockets. Al Horford, I do like him quite a bit, 6,100, because, again, it's the Hornets, and I know that Drummond didn't do that well, but it was because of foul trouble and the minutes just weren't there. Al Horford, he's a veteran, and we know that he's always better when he's playing the center position. When he was on the Sixers last year, he just was not good when he was at power forward playing with Embiid or coming off the bench. So this time moving to OKC, he's going to be able to go back to his natural position, and the Hornets, they don't have Cody Zeller. He broke his hand, so it's going to be Bismack Biyombo starting. And Biyombo's kind of undersized. Horford's someone that is a very good passing big man. He can contribute in a lot of different ways. So I do like Horford, and he has power forward eligibility, so it allows you to play guys like Christian Wood, which is going to be a top play on the slate. Baisley's okay. I think he's priced right as well, but just for today, I don't think I can go there. George Hill, I think he's a value play that we have to consider. 3,400 against the Charlotte Hornets. He should be the starting point guard, and again, dual position eligibility helps out a lot. Charlotte's defense just is not good this year. We know they're very undersized at the guards with Graham and Rozier. George Hill's a vet. He should be able to play maybe like high mid 20s at least in minutes, and I think for 3,400, that's very fair. He's going to be playing alongside with Dort, who's just not a high usage player. So I'd rather go with Hill if you're looking for a cheaper value play. For the OKC side, Charlotte side, I'm not liking a whole lot up top. I think Hayward, Rozier, Graham, they're all like fairly, maybe a little bit overpriced, honestly, because they had great games last time, and I just don't see how they're going to be able to duplicate that, especially like the next game after. LaMelo, his minutes aren't there. Same with Bridges. P.J. Washington's going to get a boost with Zeller out. They're going to go to more small ball lineups. The coaches already said so. But for 5K, I don't think it's that great of a price tag. And the only play I really like is Biyombo because he's 3,600. He's going to be starting at center. Horford's never been known as a great rebounder, so I think that's going to help Biyombo here. He's probably not going to close because they will go small, so his minutes are not going to be safe at all. But I think when you're considering a starting center that's not like horrible, Biyombo's not like amazing, but for 3,600, I think that he's a very good value play that, if you're lucky, maybe he doubles, but expect something like maybe around 20 DraftKings points. So that makes him a really good value. Next game, Cavs, Detroit. It's going to be a revenge game for Drummond. I don't know about Drummond's minutes because he got into foul trouble, but he didn't return early enough that would have allowed him to get his usual like mid-30s in minutes. So it's a little bit concerning. Maybe it's just because they're trying to ease him back in, but I don't know why they would, because it is like he played in preseason. Sexton, Nance, they're kind of overpriced for me. Kevin Love, he's questionable. Obviously don't play Nance if he's in, but even if Love is out, I just don't really want to go back to Nance. I think that's just chasing Drummond. I mean, I think I'll play some of him even if Love is in, but I really do want Love to be out because Drummond is priced up now at 9,200. And that's really it. I don't really like these value guys for the Cavs, so Drummond's really the main play if I'm going to take this team. On the Pistons side, I think Mason Plumlee is the guy. He's 4,800 starting center. His minutes also are not that safe, but he's very productive. we saw when he was on the Nuggets that when he gets the minutes, he's going to be able to produce at a very high level. And some of these guys on the Pistons, like their closing lineup was, I think, Rose, Griffin, Grant, Jackson, and someone else. And so Killian Hayes along right, they didn't close, they didn't play that well. So that's obviously also a reason. But these guys, the rotation's gonna be unpredictable, and their prices just aren't really that great. So Plumlee, I think he's the favorite option, but not gonna be a team that I'm probably gonna go to. Orlando against Washington. I do like this Orlando side, but they are kind of priced up. So Wizards, they play really fast. Vucevic is 9,100. I think, if he was in the 8Ks, I would really just want to play a lot of him. But I think 9K is going to make people shy off of him. And I still don't like Vucevic a lot. Aaron Gordon as well. Just the matchups, Thomas Bryant, Bertans, some of these guys that they're going to go up against, it's just not like that imposing. And also for the Wizards side, Westbrook and Bertans might miss this game because they're on a back-to-back and they've discussed resting them. So either it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. So that's something to monitor for sure. And other guys for the Magic side, Terrence Ross, 4,500. He's someone that can get hot. You need him to score because he's not going to get a whole lot of other stats. But if you want to take a shot on him, hope he can shoot well, there you go. With the Wizards side, if Westbrook is out, Bradley Beal is in play, but he is 9,300, so he's not going to be a lock, especially when it's James Harden with that Wall and Cousins. Thomas Bryant, he's kind of overpriced. Bertans is probably going to be on a minutes limit if he plays. Ish Smith has already been priced up where 5,400 even with Westbrook out. That's not like a great standout play because Beal's still going to be there. Denny Amdia, I think I like him. His minutes were okay. He got into foul trouble actually. If you look at Popcorn Machine, it's a very useful tool for rotations. Avdia, he played 28 minutes in total, but he towards the end he didn't really get a lot of minutes. So maybe if he plays better, I think he only took like 2 shots the entire game. So he just wasn't that aggressive. And if Westbrook and Bertans were to be out, then obviously there's going to be a lot more shots to open up. Thomas Bryant, he's overpriced, but he did get into foul trouble, so that definitely helped some of these other guys in terms of the minutes that they got. So for the Wizards side, gonna have to wait on the injuries, the rest news. But for right now, Orlando, they're a tough defense. They play pretty slow, so it's not really a team that I want to target. I'd rather target the Magic over the Wizards. The Philly side against the Knicks. I mean, Philly, anytime you play the Knicks, yes, they're a good matchup, but the Knicks, there's always going to be blowout concerns, and these Sixers, they are priced way up. And Embiid and Simmons you need this to be a close game or for them to absolutely just crush in 3 quarters. Tobias Harris, 6,700, I think he's the best player out of these 3. Milton, he had a really good game last time, but he's kind of pricey. Same with Curry. Danny Green, not someone that I really want to go to. Very shooting in 3 or very 3 and steal dependent. With the Knicks, same thing. I don't really like them. The prices aren't that appealing. RJ Barrett, he had just an amazing game. He started at 9 for 9. He had 11 for 15. It's really tough to expect him to do that against Philly. And Mitchell Robinson, he's always going to be in foul trouble, and there's a lot of risk, especially with him matching up against Embiid. Even with Rivers out and Obi quickly likely to be doubtful, the minutes just aren't going to be that appealing. You're going to get Kevin Knox filling in a lot of the minutes probably for Obi, and then Burks, he's priced up already, so it's just not really that appealing. And Elfrid Payton, he didn't even get all his minutes. If you look at the Knicks, their rotation last time, they played quickly a lot. Elfrid Payton came in with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, and he only played another 3:23 in the fourth. So his minutes are just not good, and he wasn't even in foul trouble. So that's very concerning for Elfrid. Indiana, Chicago. Indiana was fantastic. Game 1. Chicago, they were just absolutely bad. Sabonis is priced up, but this is where he should be priced up, where he should price that. Chicago, we know they're very bad rebounding, very bad defensive team, and Sabonis is just so well-rounded. He put up 32 and 13, 37 minutes kind of on the high end, and some of them is blowout risk, but Sabonis is going to have to do a whole lot for it to get to a blowout. So I'm not going to really fade him because of that. I think I'd still go ahead and play him. Brogdon is great as well. There's no Chris Dunn, so you don't have to worry about that kind of second, the red opponent ranked defense there for position. Oladipo 6,800 is fine as well. TJ Warren 6,200. He's gonna be a threat of, or he's gonna be at a risk of losing closing minutes because of like Doug McDermott, Justin Holiday, Aaron as well. Because if he doesn't play well, which I think he's not really healthy right now, and his bubble run was just insane because of the court, the way that he was able to shoot well, and also with a lot of the injuries on the team, so his usage was way elevated. Now they're healthy, so guys like Warren, Miles Turner, their usage isn't going to be the same. Turner, this is a very good matchup for him, but there's Christian Wood, who's $100 cheaper and just a way better spot. Now, the Chicago side, Levine's priced up 8,900. I just can't go there. Kobe White, 6,900 as well. Laurie, he's 6,400, which I think is where he should be, but I mean, Indiana, they're very slow, good decent team, so I don't really want to go there. Wendell Carter, he has upside 5,100. Not Miles Turner, not someone I want to pick on, but there's upside if he's able to play well and stay out of foul trouble. Patrick Williams did really well, got garbage time. 4,400 now though, so I'm probably not going to go back to him. So not really a fan of the Bulls here. The Raptors, the Spurs are actually a pretty good matchup. They're not that good defensively anymore, and Popovich has said that they want him to push. And so that's just going to help the Raptors side. The prices for these Raptors actually didn't get bumped up enough. Lowry and VanVleet, they're still playing really heavy minutes in the 30s. VanVleet got into foul trouble, so he would have been outpaced to play like Lowry minutes, and they're going to play mid-high 30s. So Lowry, VanVleet, both, they should be closer to 8K, and that's going to make him stand out here. Siakam 8,200. I'd rather go with Lowry and VanVleet. For cheaper plays, Aaron Baines, he played more than I expected. He played like, I think 28, or doesn't say in the blurb, but he played around like 28 minutes, and that's pretty like okay, especially if Aldridge is going to be starting at center, so they have Pearl. That's going to help rebounding. And Baines, he's not someone that's going to have high usage, but he can shoot the three, so he rebounds well. He does a little bit of everything, kind of. So he's okay, but I think center's just too stacked to go there. For the Spurs side, Dante Murray going to be the play here. He's getting a lot of run with Aldridge and DeRozan off the court, and so he's running like the start of the second quarter, the second unit, and some of these guys on the team, like without Derek White, Murray has a bump, and then Aldridge and DeRozan, Aldridge is like, he's aging, and maybe that's why he's not playing as well. DeRozan, he's fantastic, he almost triple-doubled, but he's 8K now. Raptors are not an easy opponent, so Murray, same thing like Lowry, VanVleet, they're very good defenders, but he's 6,400. His minutes seem to be trending up, and there's still some upside at this price tag. Next game, Minnesota, Utah. Minnesota, Karl-Anthony Towns, 10K against Rudy Gobert. I expect Towns to have minimum ownership, but I mean, he has legit 70-point upside. And if you look at his numbers against Rudy Gobert in the past, this isn't a matchup that is very troubling. Towns is going to still have an insane usage, even with D'Lo, and Rubio's just going to help because Rubio is always going to be a pass-first guard. He's going to be looking for Towns. Beasley, Edwards are scoring guards, but Towns is still going to be the main guy, and Towns is playing heavy minutes. So if this game's going to be close, they're going to need Towns to really get it. So Towns, 10K, going to be in play for me. He's really the only guy for the Wolves side. For the Jazz, Mitchell's, he's kind of expensive. Rudy Gobert, I do like quite a bit. This is just an 8K guy. Last night was 6,800. His price didn't move up enough. And Towns, his defense isn't as bad, but it's still not good. And Gobert's pretty much a double-double lock. Gobert has averaged like 3 blocks a game against Towns, and that just means more block opportunities because they're going inside so much. So Gobert probably going to see more minutes as well because they won in the matchup. He's just better than Favors defensively. So I expect Gobert to play more minutes than the first game where the Jazz just blew the Blazers out. Conley, Bogdanovich, Clarkson, they're just not really on the radar for me. Their prices are a little bit high. Ingles, same thing. Favors is probable, actually. 4,100 is okay. If Gobert were to get into foul trouble, that's going to help Favors a lot. That basically makes Favors like a top value play if Gobert gets into foul trouble. But because we can't predict that, Favors, he's not going to be a core play. Houston, this is the game. Houston is going to have 9 players here. So it's going to be Harden, Wood, Tucker, House, Caboclo, Sterling Brown, Nwaba, Tate, and Thomas. Thomas barely played in preseason, so I would expect him to get maybe a few minutes or maybe not at all. So that's going to leave basically 8 guys taking 240 minutes across the 5 positions. Harden is obviously going to have insane 40% usage rate. Portland's defense, they're going to probably put Covington on him. Yes, he's a fantastic defender, but Harden is just unguardable. I mean, no matter what you think of him, his usage today is going to be insane. He might score like 70, 80 DraftKings points. And this game is going to be close only if Harden is doing well, because you're not going to see PJ Tucker score 30 real life points or something. It's going to be because of Harden and Christian Wood. And so that's going to make Harden, Christian Wood, who is way underpriced, even if all these guys were healthy, who should be like a 7K player at least. Wood, he should probably get 40 today. And Nurkic is not that great of a defender. He's not bad, but Wood, someone that can make threes as well. There's going to be a lot of pick and roll, pick and pops, just a lot of shot opportunities to go around. So Harden, core play, Wood, core play, Tucker, I'd rather go to House. But if you need more value, Sterling Brown, he should see a lot of minutes. He can see some secondary ball handling duties. Caboclo going to be backing up Wood. Probably going to have to play the 4 as well here. And Nwaba, he's a good defender, so you're probably going to see him guarding Lillard and McCollum. He should be out there for quite a bit. Going to have to wait on that starting lineup, but I do expect guys, like Harden, Wood for sure, Tucker and House. Maybe it's going to be Sterling Brown or Nwaba. We'll have to wait and see, but make sure you play, I would say, at least 2 Houston Rockets today. For the Blazers, they're kind of priced up. Nurkic, the only guy I have real interest here. 7K, Christian Wood, not a great defender. Nurkic is someone with 50-point upside. And Houston, they're still going to be exploitable down low. And with the way that the Rockets are going to play this game, I don't expect Christian Wood to have a good day for this game. He's probably going to be gassed because he needs to carry or help out that offense with Harden. And Nurkic is someone that he can get blocks and steals. He gets assists, great passer. There's a lot of shooters on this team now. And it looks really good for Nurkic. And these guys also, their minutes were down, performance was down because of the blowout. On to the last game, Phoenix at Sacramento. This game it has the highest total, 230 right now, 5-point spread. So it should be a close and high-scoring game. The Phoenix side, Booker's price way up, so I'd rather go to DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul's minutes are too low for me. Bridges are kind of expensive as well. So for the Suns side, unfortunately, it's only going to be Ayton because of the pricing. DeAndre Ayton against Rashawn Holmes, Hassan Whiteside, they're not great defenders. Ayton got into foul trouble. He was in massive foul trouble. He got, I think, 3 in the first quarter. And so he basically was not able to play in the first half. He picked up his 3rd foul here. And so he was just sound the entire quarter. And then he picked up his 4th. So he played the entire 4th. But those minutes, you should expect closer to low mid-30s. And low mid-30s, 8,100, he has really good upside. And this is a high-paced game, meaning more shots, more rebounding opportunities. So DeAndre Ayton, favorite Suns player. Kings side, they played an OT game against the Nuggets, so the minutes are inflated, but still, there's massive upside with Marvin Bagley here. I really like him, Rashawn Holmes as well, because Bagley, he was also in foul trouble, and he was on pace to play probably 30-plus minutes. And Luke Walton has said that they want to run Bagley out there. And yes, they do have a lot of big man options, but Bagley is basically their future. So they want to run him at the 4, and he'll play a little bit at the 5. There's a lot of upside at 5,700, and I'd rather play Bagley now before he has his breakout game, because it's going to be coming. At some point, he's going to have a 40-point game. And value, Rashawn Holmes, 4,300 center. So there's opportunity cost here, but DeAndre Ayton's not a good defender. So Holmes, if he's able to stay out of foul trouble, he's not going to get 30 minutes unless he's just on fire. But he's not priced to be. He's 4,300, very cheap for starting center. So I think he's a very fine value option. overall, this slate is basically about the Rockets because of how short-handed they are. You just have to target the minutes. So James Harden, Christian Wood. I think you can go with Daniel House as well because it's just he's gonna have to play like 30 plus minutes. And then the OKC side, I really do like Al Horford and George Hill for value. So it feels weird seeing that it's only 2 teams. I think you can definitely put in Biyombo as well for the Charlotte side, and then you have a lot of salary to work with for the core 5 though. I will go with Harden, Hill, House, and Al Horford with Christian Wood. So that's the core 5. Hope you guys do well on this slate. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Going to be bringing out more videos every single NBA slate. So good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.